UniversalStudiosHollywood.com/Halloween. Event not recommended for children under 13.
Fall savings have arrived at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale. Right now, you can receive $10,000 off the top of MSRP when you lease a brand new 2025 Mazda CX-70 or CX-90 plug-in hybrid.
The name to remember, Mark Mazda, Mark Mazda. On approved credit plus $998.
This fall, choose Primavera Online, and you'll be choosing a school with flexibility, personalized
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. I know finding a dream engagement ring can be overwhelming, but don't worry, we got you. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond at Shane Company is truly the best of the best. Our team travels the world to see diamonds up close, in person. We handpick each one for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Diamond buying is an art. Of course, we look at cut, color, clarity, and carat, known as the 4 C's, but that's not all. We also look at how each diamond looks on a hand, where it will be worn, how it makes you feel, and if it's worthy of a Shane Company customer. That type of expertise only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. We also think about your budget. We only pick the best in each grade in all shapes and sizes. Your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Cool off with a road trip to northern Arizona's beautiful AAA 4-Diamond Resort. The place to come when you wanna have too much fun. Football freaks, crush our $57,000 pigskin pick'em and score up to $500 free play weekly and up to $5,000 cash at season's end. Swipe your Players Club card at any kiosk to make your picks. Tuesday, 8 a.m. through Sunday, 10 a.m. For the following week's games, 15 players will score cash or free play. You'll love Zenith Steakhouse, awarded for excellence by Wine Spectator, the D. Rona Award for Excellence, and Open Table Diner's Choice Award. The place to come when you want to have too much fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Fulton Homes is bringing legendary Fulton quality back to the West Valley. Explore 4 exceptional West Valley locations with more standard features and thousands of ways to personalize your home. Find out why people buy Fulton Homes over and over again. Fulton Homes, you're proud to own, we're proud to build.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
Hi, yes. Another Football Friday edition. Lunch break right here on KDUS AM 1060. Streaming on the KDUS AM 1060 app. You can also watch the program over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. Chris Schubert with you for the next 2 hours on this Football Friday. Producer Evan behind the glass. He's ready to take your phone calls. In hour number 2, he's ready to take your picks. 480-864-1060. Nobody has any points going into the pick segment in hour number 2 of the program. Nobody has 3 points in their back pocket. Everybody's starting same status going into the weekend.
Yeah, last night was a weird one to pick, so nobody did anything.
I was going to take Dolphins plus the points.
Hindsight's 2020, I guess, right? Like,
I didn't.
You woke up this morning, you're probably kicking yourself. That's a tough start to a weekend. And I need you to bounce back. I need you to pull it together. We got a big one against Team Listener this week.
We do. It's 1-1 going into week 3, the show against Team Listeners. Now, there's multiple battles going on here. It's you against me. It's us against the listeners. A lot going on here during the pick segment on Fridays.
it's such a weird dynamic sometimes because I'm rooting against you.
But you need me to do a
I also
certain
need
level.
you to do a certain level of well, so we don't lose the listeners.
Or you just sweat the listeners' picks and hope that they lose all three, that's tough too. I mean, you're rooting against the listeners. That's what makes the show great. That's what makes the pick segment great. We got that coming up in hour number 2 of the program. A lot of football here today. We're going to get you ready for Cardinals 49ers. Who's going to play quarterback for San Francisco? Does it matter? We're going to talk about whether or not the Cardinals made a mistake in the summertime that they are now already dealing with going into week 3. We'll get you ready for ASU and Baylor. Big moment for Sam Leavitt this weekend. But all that on a Football Friday to say, I'm starting with the baseball team.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
I want to get this out of the way because this requires a calculator. It requires a pen and paper.
I'm a huge nerd.
We're doing math to open the show here today on a Friday because going into the weekend, 9 games remaining in the baseball calendar. The Diamondbacks, as we sit here today, just 2 games out of the 3rd and final spot in the National League wild card race. So I want us to do the exercise. I want us to do the math. I want us to see exactly where things are going into the weekend. 2 games back, 9 games to play. You know who the Diamondbacks are playing over the final 9 games. 3 against the Phillies. You going to be in attendance tonight? You be in attendance over the weekend? Your team's in town.
I'm going to be down there. I'll be down there tonight.
All 3 games?
No. Honestly, here's my thought.
Okay.
I want to watch football.
It's great. It is a great reason. And especially because your team, because you're going there as an enemy, you're going there as a Phillies fan, your team's locked everything up, basically.
I was going to say, had they been in a spot where the magic number's 2 and they win tonight, then I'm going tomorrow and I'm going Sunday. But they locked everything up. And it's just, yes, they're still playing for a first-round bye, but they're going to get it.
Yeah, so you're going tonight. You're going to enjoy the college football on Saturday. You're going to enjoy the NFL on Sunday. I hear you. Phillies for 3, Dodgers for 3, Padres for 3. Those are the 3 series left remaining on the schedule for the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Mets, the team that they are trying to chase down, they start a 3-game series with the Nationals. They also have the Cubs and the Marlins left on their schedule. So just comparing the 2 schedules, a much harder path for the Diamondbacks to win, let alone make up the 2 games that they need to make up in the standings. That's where the math comes into play. Because if the Diamondbacks go 5-4, so just a little bit above 500 in these 9 games, that will get them to 82 wins on the season. That will get them to 82-80. They would then need the Mets to go 3-6 in their 9 games to tie at 82-80 and force us to go to the next tiebreaker because the 2 teams split the season series 3-3. And that's where you get into how each team has done in their division. And the Mets 3-6, depending on where those 3 games come from, they have 2 divisional opponents in the Nationals and the Marlins. So you may need to work through some tiebreakers there. How they did against their own divisions. Then if they're still tied, Diamondbacks have a small advantage there as we speak. If they remain tied there, they will then go to how they played against the other divisions, how the Diamondbacks did against the Central and the East, and how the Mets did against the Central and the West. Anything worse than that, though, for the Diamondbacks, anything worse than 5-4, they currently sit at 77 and 76, I believe, is their record going into play tonight. Anything less than 5-4 puts them at risk of being 500 or worse. 81 wins or fewer. Now, I don't know how you feel. I certainly don't think 81 wins or fewer is going to get that 3rd and final spot.
I certainly not.
Somebody's going to be over 500. The Mets only need to win 2 of their final 9 games to get to that number of 81 wins. That's all they need to do to get to a number that we said if the Diamondbacks go worse than 5-4, they will sit at. So that's where the math is going into this weekend. And I won't lie to all of you. This is tough. Losing that final game of the series to the Giants severely hurt the Diamondbacks' chances here. There would be a big difference in the way we would be talking about these final 9 games if they had won that game in extras that Brandon Pfaadt pitched 9 great, brilliant innings against the Giants. Would have changed the equation a little bit. They would have been what? One game?
I was going to say, you're talking about a team then one game back of the Mets as you enter the final 9, and that's a toss-up, right?
That changes the math. One game difference with 9 to go absolutely changes this. Dodgers, Padres, Phillies. The Mets have the Nationals, the Cubs, and the Marlins. That's what I keep coming back to. I keep looking at the teams that the Diamondbacks and Mets are facing, and how do you not think the Mets are going to get in? How do you not think that with that schedule, they're going to get – I mean, if they go 5-4, I think that's enough.
If they go 5-4, you're going to need the D-backs to go 7-2.
5-4 would put the Mets at 84 wins. They currently have 79 going into tonight.
And it is a little challenging because there's just no sugarcoating it. The Phillies are playing for a bye still and have the opportunity to catch the Brewers for the 1 seed. I mean, they're 3 games back, but you have the opportunity. You're still playing for it. You play the Dodgers, who, let's face it, haven't locked up the division yet. Really need to get back on the right spot. And you look at the Mets schedule and you're saying, okay, they play the Cubs. By the time they play the Cubs could be playing for nothing.
The Mets could get to 82 wins by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, and then play the Cubs, who may seriously be playing for nothing.
Let me ask you this question. Knowing what you know about the Diamondbacks schedule, can they get to 82 wins? Can they win 5 games of their last 9 against the 3 teams they're facing?
Yeah, they can.
You think they can get there? Can they get
They could take 2 or 3 from the Phillies this weekend.
Can they get to 6 wins? Can they go 6-3? Can they get to 83 wins?
So you take 2 from San Diego, 2 from Philadelphia, 2 from Los Angeles?
However you want to get there, can they go 6-3 down the stretch?
Certainly. Dodgers playing really bad baseball right now.
Can they get to 84 wins? Can they go 7-2? Is that the line? Is that where you start to go, I'm not so sure?
Yeah, 7-2 is probably the line.
Okay.
I think you can go 6-3 in the stretch.
7-2 would get them to 84 and 78. They went 7-2, where you just said, and I agree with you, that's kind of where you start to feel like I'm grasping at straws a little bit. That might be a little too far for this team against that stretch. Because the Dodgers and Padres are still playing for something. There is a difference between winning the division and playing in the wild card. There's a difference between those two things.
A major difference.
Huge difference.
I mean, just even
you're hosting playoff
both of
games.
those teams, most likely, unless the Phillies collapse, right? You have 5-game lead on the Dodgers, are not going to get the bye.
So you're going to be hosting a playoff series.
But it's the difference for the Padres from going to Chicago or hosting the Dodgers.
That's the difference. That's how important these series are. So these two teams are playing for something. You're catching a Phillies team tonight and over the weekend that isn't playing for anything, but those other 6 games mean everything. So we've decided 7-2 is this where you start to get a little uneasy. So let's say it's 6-3. Let's say they're able to go 6-3. That gets them to 83 and 79. The Mets need 4 wins. Mets need to go 4-5 against the Nationals, the Cubs, and the Marlins. 4 wins.
As they say, the math.
Math ain't mathin'.
Ain't mathin'.
That's how difficult this math is. The Mets could, in theory, get 3 of those 4. Imagine if the Mets sweep over the weekend. You can play the best baseball in the world. The Mets sweep over the weekend. This is over. This is done.
Certainly feels like that.
Because they'd be at 82. We said that the line
is 83.
That we think the Diamondbacks can max out at. Now, again, if they go 8-1, they go 7-2, it does put pressure on the Mets. But the reason why I wanted to walk through this exercise today is just to show you it's not so much about what the Diamondbacks do. It's the Mets having those 2 games in front of them. They don't have to win as many to box out the Diamondbacks.
It has everything to do with how the Mets play at the end of the season. Because guess what? The Mets have had some really bad stretches in the season.
Multiple losing streaks of 7 games or more.
I mean, they lost 8 last week.
They just got done off of an 8-game losing streak. So it's recent memory for them. Now, you do have to worry about Cincinnati, who's in the same boat that you're in. They're going to be watching the scoreboard. But you look at these 3 teams right now. Diamondbacks in their last 10, 5-5. The Reds in their last 10, 5-5. The Mets in their last 10, 3-7. I mean, 3 teams that, let's face it, aren't playing
good baseball.
Great baseball right now.
Yeah.
And you're going to need to play pretty solid baseball if you're going to get in.
We said it. You need to go 6-3 against the 3 of the 4 best teams in the National League.
All playoff teams. You have to go 6-3 against playoff teams. Now I'll tell you what, if you go 6-3 against playoff teams, I'd make the case you deserve to get in.
Certainly. If there will be no doubt you're not sticking a foot into the playoffs. You go 6-3 in this stretch, you're kicking the door down. And we're in. We're dancing now.
I don't know if
because you've earned it.
I know, but 6-3 gets you to 83 wins. The Mets need to win 4 games to get to 83. Now, I don't know how the tiebreakers will shake out at that point. Because the Mets play 6 games against their division. If they sweep over the weekend and pick up 3 wins in the division, that's the next tiebreaker.
I think it's over, right?
Well,
I think it would probably put them over.
This is why we do
just
the math.
Under the math of 6-3, which would mean probably you go 4-2 against Padres, Dodgers.
Here's how things stand right now. The Diamondbacks in the NL West are 25-21. The Mets in the East are 23-23. So if the Mets sweep this weekend, they'll go to 26-23 against the East. You're playing the Phillies.
So you can't even affect that.
You can affect the next tiebreaker, but you can't affect the tiebreaker of how you played against your division. So you'll be even because you'll be 2 games up. You'll be 4 games up. So you'll still have that tiebreaker, but you'll have games against the Dodgers and the Padres. So it's not only who you beat, but it's also who you lose to that matters here over the next 9 games for the Diamondbacks. Have I confused everybody yet? Is everybody doing all right?
I'm out of my mind confused, but I'm a huge nerd. Here's what I want to say. You have Ryan Nelson versus Taijuan Walker tonight. Okay? Win tonight.
Oh, this is
win tonight, and then worry about tomorrow.
Yeah,
we'll check the Mets score.
Let's make something very clear.
You got Zach Gallen going tomorrow.
This is a 1 game at a time thing. We're trying to give you the big picture today. We're trying to look at this from, 30,000 feet?
Yeah.
It's hard because this is a day-by-day update. The Mets magic number is 8. Their wins combined with right now Reds and Diamondbacks losses will move them in that direction. So it could be 6 by tomorrow. Could be 4 by Sunday. I mean, that's how quickly this can deteriorate. If the Mets just win over the weekend, honestly, the worst thing for the Diamondbacks isn't necessarily what they do. It's the Mets sweeping the series against Washington.
No.
It'll basically end it.
Imagine how the math changes just tonight if the Phillies win and the Nationals squeak one out.
If the Phillies
win. If you beat the Phillies.
If you beat the Phillies in the National,
the Nationals catch one against the Mets.
Right, it's 1 game with 8 to go.
All of a sudden the math is completely different.
And that's why this needs to be a 1 day at a time. And this is where all of you people out there that aren't fans of Torrey, you're gonna have to cross your fingers and your toes and just hope that he makes all the right decisions tonight. Because he has to manage these games aggressively. He has to. He has to have a quick hook if Ryan Nelson doesn't have it, because every single one of these games matters. You need every win possible, because 6-3 may not get you in. 6-3 would be an incredible stretch against these 3 teams. That still might not be good enough. You have to hold on to every lead late that you have. You cannot have another bullpen meltdown. You have to be perfect. You have to play perfect baseball over the next 9 games. And that's the reason why I wanted to open the show with it, to set the stage of what this weekend is. When we get in here on Monday, it could be over. It could be over, or it could be game on.
I know. It could vastly change.
It could vastly change. It could be very different. That is how it all sets up.
I don't want to put this pressure on you. Just go sweep the Phillies.
Oh, sure. Just make it easy comment from producer Evan on a Friday. Yeah, just go out there and sweep the Phillies. Go out there and sweep a team that, let me just do a little check here. I had the standings up a minute ago. That's won 91 games. Just go out there and sweep them. Now, if you do, I'll be impressed. But it's much easier said than done.
Listen, the Phillies don't have Zach Wheeler, Alec Boehm's hurt, Trey Turner's hurt.
They still won 91 games, despite all of that.
Yeah.
So that's the math going into the weekend. Every one of these games is a playoff type environment for the Diamondbacks. You have to manage these games aggressively if you're Torey Lovello, and you cannot worry about tomorrow. Do not worry about Saturday. Worry about Friday. Win on Friday, scoreboard watch, and then reevaluate. Every single day the math is going to change, and every single day it's going to change how aggressive you have to manage these games. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today. You're going to need that number in hour number 2 of the program if you want to represent Team Listener against us in the Pick'em contest this week. We'll give you more details on that as the show moves along. When we come back, it is the biggest test they have faced so far this season. Will they pass it? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
Something Mark Cuban said, but at this point, he's pretty much the last one claiming that Ballmer is innocent, aside from Ballmer and the Clippers. Cuban is not convincing anybody of anything. Neither are the Clippers, and neither is Adam Silver. They're all just making it worse. Just like when Ballmer made it worse when he ran to ESPN and put on his Mickey Mouse falsetto voice to claim, they caught me.
1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Sprouts Farmers Market has fresh, better-for-you finds at prices you'll love so much you won't want to leave the store.
Okay, I guess I gotta leave my happy place now. Back to real life. I got everything on my list. Cage-free eggs, organic fruits and veggies at great prices, all these amazing supplements.
Mom, we're gonna be late for jujitsu.
Do we have to leave? I just love it here so much. I don't want to go back to real life. I don't want to go.
Sprouts Farmers Market. Incredible finds at prices you'll love.
Judas Priest. And Alice Cooper.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
The metal gods, Judas Priest. The godfather of shock rock, Alice Cooper. October 22nd, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater with special guest, Corrosion of Conformity. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Presented by 100.7 KSLX, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Son, do you know what time it is?
Your father and I were waiting all night for you to come home.
I'm sorry. So we could tell you that you're eligible to become a member of Navy Federal Credit Union. Wait, what?
Since your dad's a veteran, our whole family can join and get exclusive savings, discounts, and award-winning service.
Thank you. Now go to your room and think about what we said.
All veterans and their families are eligible. Join today. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Things today can seem kind of unpredictable. Who knows what's around the corner, right? Well, at Total Wireless, we want to give you something to be sure about. With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket when you switch with one line. Guaranteed. And get to keep the phone and number you love. Visit our Total Wireless store today. 50% savings for unlimited plans versus comparable Total Wireless unlimited phone plans based on standard plan rates. Some customers may only receive guaranteed savings after contacting us and validating the current plan rate. Excludes promotional, discounted, and bring your phone rates. For Total 5G unlimited plan or higher, auto pay required. Applied on next renewal date. Additional terms apply.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. I know I spoke about the Miami Dolphins imploding and circling the drain already yesterday, but given that they played tonight, I think another shout out to the Fins is in order. Miami at Buffalo, just what the doctor didn't order. The league's worst team right now against arguably the league's best in their place against the league's best quarterback, Josh Allen, who owns the Dolphins. Memo to the Fins. Y'all know you're getting paid too, right? So in the interest of self-preservation, I suggest you actually show up tonight and not lay down. I'm not saying you need to beat the Bills because even as busted up as they are, that's not happening. I'm saying have some pride, show some grit, be the pros that you want us to believe you are, and don't quit on your nerd coach or each other or your fans. Or more succinctly, in the famous words of the hooded goat who is seemingly blackballed by the league, do your job. I'm Jim Rome. You can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99. Plus, receive 2 times O Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
It's the Sports Zoo.
The Cardinals 2-0, actually not surprising. I would not be shocked if the Cardinals started 5-2, 6-1. And if you want to get drunk on the Bird Gang, why not say that they could then beat Green Bay? Why not beat Green Bay that day at home in front of your crowd? Now you get San Fran and San Fran, which, we thought would be a really tough game. But, no Brock Purdy, I don't think. We'll see.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
The NFL look ahead, 10 minutes away. We'll go around all the games in week 3. Got the picks coming up in hour number 2. Want you to be involved, representing Team Listener. There's a lot of infighting last week or yesterday on the show for Team Listener. I don't know if they're going to be able to recover.
I'll be honest. Team Listener seems nervous.
They seem rattled by what happened last week. I mean, it was a perfect 6-0 week for you and I. They seem rattled by that. They don't seem to be on the same page. And I don't know. We'll see if they're able to get together and find a representative to play against us in the Pick'em contest in hour number 2.
And now it feels like collusion going over in the chat.
Right. Again, they're so rattled. They're going to give somebody else Brian's picks because apparently Brian's the only one who can make good picks for Team Listener. I don't know what's going on.
I just want to say Brian only got one right.
Right.
He got 2 of 6 points.
A lot going on for Team Listener. We'll see if somebody can represent them by the time we get to hour number 2. Could be you. You may go rogue. You may not be a part of the Team Listener conversation. You say, you know what? I'll do it. I'll take the mantle. I'll make the picks. Hour number 2 of the program, part of the pick segment. You got to make a 3-point, a 2-point, a 1-point play. You go head-to-head against the show, and you see how well you can do. You have a chance to win a $50 gift card to Von Hansen's if you can beat us. In the meantime, let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals, the biggest test so far this season for this team. We had a caller yesterday, Danny, who decided to say he was out on the Arizona Cardinals. 2-0 team, first time since 2021. I'm out. Chris, I'm done with this team. They barely beat the Saints and the Panthers. They didn't look good, so I'm done. I'm out on this team. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say that I'm out, but I think Danny's underlying point was a solid one. What have the Cardinals proved to us over these first 2 weeks? What have they shown us against the Saints and the Panthers? What have they done that's made you think this season's going to go differently than the last couple seasons under Jonathan Gannon or even the years under Cliff? That's why this Sunday feels so important. It's either going to give the Cardinals a statement victory in the early part of the season, certainly more so than the Saints and the Rams, a road game against a divisional rival who's also 2-0. It would mean so much more than beating Carolina or New Orleans. Or it's going to confirm people like Danny's belief or lack thereof in this team. It's a test. There's no doubt about it. This Sunday is a test. It is a running game that is not up to the Cardinal standards, going up against a really solid run defense through 2 weeks. The run defense of the 49ers has been excellent through the first 2 weeks. Now, the status of Brock Purdy, who's going to play quarterback for the 49ers, is up in the air as we go into the weekend. I don't think it matters. It's the same team no matter who's under center. It's the same Kyle Shanahan offense. Jonathan Gannon's been around the block the last couple of years. He knows what Kyle Shanahan's going to try to do, no matter if Mac Jones or Brock Purdy is under center. They're going to game plan the same way. The defensive structure is going to be the same regardless of who is under center. It's a divisional game. This is a chance to get to 3-0 for the first time since that 2021 season that we all keep referencing. That year, they started 7-0 before losing on Thursday night against the Packers. And I think winning this game on Sunday is going to calm a lot of noise down about this team. There's a lot of talk, even after being 2-0, about where this running game's at. Marvin Harrison Jr.'s target share, Drew Petzing, Kyler Murray, all of the same conversations that were on the bingo card last year have been on the bingo card to start this year. Why? Because it hasn't been an impressive 2-0. You make it 3-0, and it doesn't matter how you do it. You make it 3-0. You lean on the defense. The running game's maybe a little bit better. I don't know if we're going to continue to have as loud of conversations about Kyler, about Drew Petzing, about Marvin Harrison Jr. and his lack of targets. We will be talking about a football team that's 3-0 and at the top of this division. And at the end of the day, what do we say on Mondays? You don't call the league office and you give the wins back if they're not that impressive. You take the wins, you put them on the mantle, you take the 1-0 and you put it on the refrigerator. You use a magnet, you put it right on there, and you move on to the next week. That's what's in front of this team. A A 3-0, huge test against San Francisco. You win, you calm everything down. You lose, you confirm everything from people like Danny who called in yesterday. You confirm everything from what I'm seeing on Twitter about not being overly impressed about the way this team has played through the first 2 weeks of the season. Because they're going to say, see, you barely beat Carolina and New Orleans. Look what happened when you went up against a really good team in San Francisco. And that's what's going to happen the rest of the way. They're going to expect you to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And then when there's a team that is clearly better than you, they're not going to give you a chance. You're going to prove all of those people right. So that's what's in front of this team. A very early test that I think will dictate the rest of this season and the way we talk about this team. You get to 3-0, boy, it's going to be really hard to complain about how they're 3-0. That's nitpicking at that point. You got a 3-0 football team for the first time in 4 years. You just get excited about what this, they'll be backing up everything they talked about in the offseason. You go 3-0, I don't really care how you get there. 3-0 is 3-0. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also hang out with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it is the Week 3 NFL look ahead. We go around the league and preview all of the games for the week. Get to it next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Into 11/1 select models only.
Nitro Circus is back with the all-new Off the Rails Tour. World-class daredevils and FMX, BMX, Shade Scooter, and more. Jaw-dropping stunts, high-flying tricks, and never-been-done showdowns. Friday, December 5th, Desert Diamond Arena. Visit Ticketmaster.com.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond is worthy of a Shane Company engagement ring. Our team travels the world to see diamonds in person and handpick each one. That type of dedication only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. No matter your budget, your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
We are getting ready to crown a champion.
Championship weekend is coming back to the desert.
Let's get this party started.
4 title races in 3 days means there will be a buzz in the air all weekend long, whether from the grandstands, the infield experience, or the hillside. This is your chance to witness history and make championship caliber memories for the whole family. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, October 31st through November 2nd. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Fall savings have arrived at Mark Kia in Scottsdale. Right now, you can lease a brand new 2025 Kia Niro EV for just $99 a month for 24 months with $19.99 due at signing.
That's right, a brand new Kia for under $100 a month. Step up to an EV and save on maintenance, and monthly fuel bills for the average driver are 1/3 the cost of gas. All for just $100 a month.
The name to remember? Mark Kia. Mark Kia. $0 for deposit. Unit plus tax title license and $998 fee. Offer expires September 30th, 2025.
There are a million reasons to smile, a million reasons to laugh. And now the Arizona Lottery is giving you a million reasons to play. Because when you play Strike It Rich, all cash or any scratchers worth $10 or more, you can enter the $1 million Mega Market giveaway for a chance to win an all-expense paid Las Vegas vacation and up to $1 million. Learn more at ArizonaLottery.com. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
Save on fall favorites from Honeycrisp apples to cozy coffee to limited time only items now through September 30th at Whole Foods Market. Your headquarters for pumpkin spice delights, all the flavors of fall, and more.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
You've seen Shador. We've all seen him. He's, kind of everybody gravitates toward him.
He's got aura.
There we go. Thank you, as the young kids say. He's just there doing his job. He shows up early. He stays late. He's not posting it on social media to post it on social media to say, look at me. What you see is when he shows up to a neighborhood in which just got burned down, the apartment complex, and he sets up food trucks. I can't wait to see what happens for him, and I think that they have a good foundation for the future.
It's James Out West, every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
It's that time. The Week 3 preview in the NFL. We call it the NFL Look Ahead. Producer Evan guides us through all the Week 3 action. Take it away.
In the early window, Packers kicking it off against the Browns in Cleveland. Packers open at 7.5-point favorites, total at 41.5.
I've seen this up to 8.5. Not to give away maybe what I'm doing in hour number 2 of the program, but I've seen this up to 8.5. Again, not trying to give away anything.
People love the Pack.
People betting the Packers. I think this game really is more about the Packers than it is the Browns. Do the Packers continue to lap the rest of the league? Do they dominate once again like they've dominated through the first 2 weeks? And it's fair to say that, right? They have dominated the first 2 weeks. I don't care what the score looked like on Thursday night. They dominated the Commanders.
We've talked about it. I mean, they walked through the Commanders. I mean, that game could have been 28-3 at half.
The Lions scored, 50 points last week?
They dominated them.
Dominated those guys in week 1. So they are 2-0. They have dominated, and I think they do it again this week against the Browns.
The Colts head to Nashville to take on the Titans in an AFC battle. Indianapolis -4.5. The total 43.5.
Can I tell you what frustrates me about this game?
Huh.
This game's not going to help me learn anything about the Colts.
No, not at all.
They're going to win, more than likely. And I'm not going to feel like I've learned anything about them through 3 weeks.
Here's what I'll tell you. I actually think this is the big test. Because I would say this. You win 2 in a row, you've won 2 in a row. You win 3 in a row, you can start stringing them together.
Yeah, you're big on the 3-game winning streak in the NFL.
3-game winning streak. It's a streak. Also, remember the Saints won 2 in a row last year?
Didn't go well.
And got destroyed in game number 3. This is the first game where I think, okay, let's really see. And I know it's the Titans, so I expect the Colts to go 3-0.
That's the problem.
It's the Titans.
If you blow out the Titans, that's what you're supposed to do.
They're not supposed to blow out the Titans. Like, they weren't. If they blow out the Titans, you and I are still sitting here saying, oh, they look better than we thought.
I'm sitting here today telling you I think the Colts should destroy the Titans. The Titans, I can't say this strongly. The Titans have a coach who doesn't understand the rules of the game. He doesn't understand the rules of football.
No, it's
the Colts should win.
I just want to be
30.
very clear. It's as bad as I've ever seen.
Okay, they should win by 30. And guess what? If they win by 30, you know what I'm going to say during the rewind on Monday? I have no idea what to do with the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know if I should put them in the Schubert scale. I'm not sure what to do with them. They were an HM because I didn't know where else to put them this week. I think they're going to stay in that bucket if they win on Sunday.
What a funny team.
Also, I love, and shout out to It's All Code over on YouTube for bringing this up. I love that Daniel Jones' nickname is Indiana Jones.
It's perfect, isn't it? It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Sometimes
because he's playing well.
It takes a change of scenery to get an even better nickname. Danny Dimes was always solid. Indiana Jones is far better.
It's so good.
All right, staying in the same window, Bengals head to Vikings in the battle of backups. Carson Wentz starting for the Vikings. It will be Jake Browning for the Bengals. Minnesota, 2.5-point favorites at home.
I'm looking at this game and I'm wondering, and I'm asking this question aloud, and I don't really know if I have an answer to this. Who needs the game more? Do the Bengals need the game more at 2-0 because they need to get every win they can get during their squishy part of the schedule?
It's a very interesting way to look at it because the Bengals need to get this win just to stay relevant by the time Joe gets back.
If he gets back.
If he gets back, right? And so if you're Minnesota, though, 1-2 looks a lot worse than 2-1.
Right.
A lot worse.
So I don't know who needs the game more. Certainly think the Vikings do just from a sheer record perspective, but I think it would do the Bengals a lot to win as many games as they can during the squishy part of their schedule. And I don't know if I would have said Minnesota would have been a squishy part of their schedule at the beginning of the year, but no J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz coming in as the backup. Don't know how prepared he's going to be. Not a shot at Carson Wentz. It's just he's the backup quarterback.
But if you were taking backups, Browning versus Wentz, give me Wentz, right? Just success at the NFL level and has seen so many different offenses.
So an important game for both sides, and I'm not sure who needs it more.
Steelers head to New England.
Do we know anything about these two teams?
I don't really know what to say about this game other than Steelers are 1.5 point favorites in Foxborough.
This is a pair of teams I know nothing about. I've watched both of them play. I've watched both of them play for 2 weeks now. I know nothing about either of these teams. I don't. I think if you ask these two coaches, they don't know anything about their teams through 2 weeks. Maybe we'll learn something this week. I think if the Steelers bounce back, that will tell me that they're a little more resilient than – because there's a world where you barely beat the Jets in week 1, you lose in week 2, you then lose to lose to New England. You should really be 0-3. You're a bad football team at that point.
Yeah.
So that's what hangs on in the balance if the Steelers lose.
Flip side to the Patriots, right? You beat Miami. You lost to the Raiders.
If you lose to the Steelers.
If you lose to the Steelers, you're a bad football team.
You're not the team that everyone was picking as a darling in the summertime.
No, right? So it feels like a kind of prove-it win for both teams. It's a really interesting game.
Yep.
And in that prove-it game, give me Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, give me the veteran coach and the veteran quarterback.
Yeah. Rams back on the East Coast this week. They play Philadelphia in Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles open as 3.5 point favorites.
This is a playoff rematch. The Rams almost beat them last year in the postseason. Certainly played better than most thought they would in that environment. And so I'm looking at this from the Rams' perspective. How good do they look at a playoff rematch? Do they show that they can go toe-to-toe with what we think is the upper echelon of the NFC? Or is there a tier break here between the Eagles, Packers, and teams like the Rams?
I just want to be very clear. If you're the Rams, you cannot give up a 50-plus yard rushing touchdown. You gave up 5 to the Eagles last year. 4 to Saquon, 1 to Jalen Hurts. You cannot do that. If there's one thing the Rams are doing this week, you can't do that, right?
Yeah, got to be better against the run. That was the thing that did you in the playoff game.
Jets head to Tampa to take on the 2-0 Bucks, looking to go 3-0. Tampa Bay, 6.5 point favorites at home.
Get injuries across the board in this game. The Jets will have Tyrod Taylor under center, and the Bengals will have 2 new offensive linemen. They're out. They will not have Chris Godwin in this game. Tristan Wirfs is still out for them. So a banged-up Bucks team looking to go 3-0 for the first time since Todd Bowles took over as the coach against a Jets team that is already on their backup quarterback in week 3. Really interesting matchup. Bucks are really good against the run. We know what the Jets want to do with running the football. Tyrod maybe gives them a little bit of a higher ceiling passing the ball. I think they're going to need to get into the passing situations to be able to keep this game close. I do think the injuries make this game closer than people think. The number's 6.5? Should be an interesting game. Injuries on both sides. Injuries, the great equalizer.
It's really interesting. I mean, the Todd Bowles not going 3-0 conversation, very interesting.
Yep.
Like, that is so strange. And what's even stranger is they've always started 2-0. So under him, they've always been 2-0, never been 3-0. That's really, really odd. Raiders head to Washington to take on the Commanders. It'll be Marcus Mariota for the Commanders.
Give it up.
Washington -2.5.
Give it up. Raiders, Evans Raiders going to pick up a win.
Raiders.
They're going to pick up a win this Sunday. This is your chance. No Jaden Daniels for the Commanders. Do you know how big of a victory this? You're not even going to mention Jaden Daniels' name. You're just going to say we beat the Commanders, and then by the time we get to the end of the season, you're going to somehow.
I've never referred to the Raiders as we.
No, they're a we for you.
You're not.
Guaranteed. I don't even know his picks. Guaranteed they're one of the plays in hour number 2. Guaranteed he took the Raiders. Guaranteed. The laughter tells me that he took the Raiders. They're one of his 3 picks. They might even be his 3-point play.
The Falcons head to Carolina.
See how quickly he moved on to the next game, everybody? Because I know him so well. He took the Raiders as his 3-point play. Spoiler alert, but he took the Raiders as his 3-point play.
I'll tell you, they're not my 3-point.
Yeah, they're on the list, though. They're on the list.
The Falcons head to Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Falcons are 5.5-point favorites in an NFC South matchup.
Do we think a loss here for Carolina warms up the seat for Dave Canales?
I mean, sure, but they're not going to lose this game.
You think they're going to beat the Falcons?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
There's another pick in hour number 2 from producer Evan.
That's actually not one of my. I don't know.
He's giving away his selections here during the look ahead.
You have to be more confident in.
Oh, I forgot. This is another one of your teams. I forgot the Panthers are another one of your teams. You have 3 teams: Eagles, Panthers, Raiders.
If you've learned anything about me in my time doing the show, in college football, I love betting the big dog playing the small dog. Like Georgia minus 45.5 when they play, whoever walks in to play them in Athens. Love taking that, and I love betting an NFL underdog.
We're running out of music and time, so let's get through the last couple of these games.
Texans at Jaguars. Jags minus 1.5. This is another. I have no idea what either team is.
I'll be honest. I don't like using the phrase. This feels like a must-win for the Texans.
Must win for the Texans.
You start 0-3. I don't know how you come back from that. Obviously, you'll have every opportunity in the world to do that. I just don't see how it happens. You go 0-3. We're going to be asking a lot of questions about if that first year for C.J. Stroud and DeMeco Ryans, who I like as a coach. I think he's a good coach. But if it was more of a mirage.
The Coes headed to Los Angeles to take on the Bolts. Broncos at Chargers. Be more clear. Chargers are 2.5-point favorites.
Another test for the Chargers to show that they're different. And an important moment for the Broncos to bounce back from what happened in Indy last week. That's what I think about this game.
Yeah. Another feels like big game for both teams.
Yes.
There's a lot of those on this list.
Yes.
Saints head to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Seattle minus 7.5.
Doesn't it feel like Seattle really needs this one? I don't think they've played awful through their first 2 weeks, but they only have a 1-1 record. And if they lose this one, they're 1-2.
No, I mean, first of all, any team playing the Saints, you need this one. Yeah. I just want to be very clear. Any team playing the Saints, you need this one. Seattle, who I thought was going to be good, just a heartbreaker in week 1. They're very close to being 2-0.
Very close.
So I think this is a really important kind of get-right game. Sam Darnold hasn't been great. So I want to see him get right.
That was a late loss to the 49ers, right?
Darnold the fumble on the old go on like the 8-yard line. Yeah. Cowboys head to Chicago to take on the 0-2 Bears. Cowboys 1.5-point favorites on the road.
I have a pair of questions about this game.
Of course.
Can the Bears answer the bell? Because 0-3 and it gets really loud about Caleb Williams. It gets really loud about Ben Johnson. That's a big market. The noise gets loud if they're 0-3. For the Cowboys, did you build momentum off of Sunday's win in overtime? Can you carry it over? Those are my questions about that one.
On Sunday night, the Chiefs head to New York to take on the Giants.
The Giants don't stand a chance in this football game.
Kansas City minus 6.5.
They don't stand a chance. If you think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to start this season 0-3, they're going to be so angry going into this game, and they're finally going to play an opponent that they can probably lean on a little bit. They're going to blow the doors off the Giants.
I don't know.
The Giants don't stand a chance.
They win this game. I don't know if they blow the doors off the Giants.
Blow the doors off the Giants.
The problem is you got a legacy Russell Wilson game in a loss. Right? Like, how many more of those can you put in your back pocket?
That might have been the only one.
Yeah, right? So you had the legacy game.
And you didn't win it.
You lost the football game, and he threw a horrible interception in overtime. Arguably, the game of the week on Monday night, the Lions head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Ravens opened up at 4.5 points favorite.
Let me tell you what my thought is on this game. This is not revolutionary. I'm so excited this is a standalone game.
Same.
I'm so excited this isn't buried in a 4 o'clock East Coast window or a 1 o'clock Eastern time window, and I have to try to balance it with everything else that I'm watching. I love that this game is on Monday by itself, and it can just be enjoyed for what it is. 2 of the best teams in football going at it. That is your NFL look ahead for week 3. We'll break it all down on Monday with the NFL Rewind. When we come back, we'll wrap up hour number 1 here of the lunch break, moving closer and closer to the picks in hour number 2. But before that, we've got a little buy or sell to close up hour number 1. We'll do it next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters, and we kept signing people to contracts, and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract. Play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Oh, Mr. Gecko, is it true what they say about Geico's emergency roadside service?
I'll own up to it. Yes, it's all true.
You mean to say Geico's emergency roadside service really is 24/7?
And it's available on the phone or app. It's all part of getting more with Geico. I don't mean to be rude, but could I scooch past you all? You're standing in the way of my yoga class.
One more, Mr. Gecko, the fans must know. Why yoga?
Well, it helps with my posture. It's my back. It ain't what it used to be.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Millions of fans agree. This Christmas tradition rocks. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting the Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. November 30th, 2 shows, 3 and 7:30 p.m. PHX Arena. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, presented by 100.7 KSLX.
Tired of running out of hot water? Right now at Precision Air and Plumbing, get 25% off a tankless or hybrid water heater. Systems that deliver hot water on demand, take up less space, and cut down on energy costs. It's efficient, reliable, and perfect for Arizona homes. And with flexible financing options, it's more affordable than ever. Make the precision decision today and call us at 602-765-HIKE.
Precision decision with Precision Air.
If you could rewind 10 years, what would you do differently? Buy Apple stock at $20? Skip the Ghost Pepper Challenge? Maybe even rethink the skinny jeans. Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Some regrets are harmless, termite damage isn't. You can't go back in time, but you can keep termites from eating your future. Call 602-BLUE-SKY today for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio. Live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Thanks for hanging out with us today on the lunch break, a Football Friday edition of the show. Got a big football hour coming up. Got the picks. Are you locked in? Do you have your 3 ready to go, producer Evan?
I'm locked in.
Okay, I've got my 3.
I'll be honest, though. Doing the NFL, whip around that we do there, look ahead, always gives me a little perspective right before we go in of okay, maybe I do like that spread more than I had led on originally.
That's why we talk it out. That's why we have these conversations. To close up hour number 1, a buy or sell. Hottest takes in Sports Talk Radio.
Same way we always do it. Let's get into it.
What do you got?
Brock Purdy will end up playing on Sunday against the Cardinals.
That's the best take you got today. That's the one you want to lead with.
I didn't say it's the best stuff.
But normally you lead with your best stuff.
Fine. I'll put that on layaway from me. Running the ball.
Well, you can't put your own. Okay, that's fine. I'll allow it. You can't put your own take on layaway because I'm the one. Whatever. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. I don't want to lose my mind in hour number 1 of the show.
What? Okay.
I'll
put it on pause.
Somebody will call in hour number 2 that'll set me off. So I'll save it for them.
Running the ball will be more important than improving the passing game against the 49ers.
You're talking just for this week?
Just for this week.
I'm going to sell this. I think it's the opposite. I think for this week, they need to show a little bit more through the air because I think San Francisco is going to really sell out to take away the running game. So if they're going to get to 3-0, I think you're going to start to – this is why I'm not super worried about the discourse about the offense Because I think if they win on Sunday, it's going to be in large part because they throw the ball more, or at least more effectively and efficiently than they have over the first 2 weeks of the season.
Arizona State needs to win, or they will lose a lot of momentum they have built in the community.
Bye. I think they're already starting to lose some of that goodwill that they've developed in the community. The Mississippi State loss and just the overall vibes around the team. They don't feel like the team we saw last year. And you lose on the road. You start the Big 12 playoff 0-1. You're 2-2 on the year. I know that this probably is some of the people that listen to this program, and so I know what I'm doing here. But there are probably some people out there that are more front-running fair weather fans that will jump off the bandwagon when they're 2-2. They enjoyed what last year was because they were relevant, they were winning football games, and they liked being on the bandwagon. They'll jump off when they're 2-2. So I think that's the risk you run if you lose this game. So yeah, I think they need this game to keep the vibes up.
With how the Commanders' schedule shakes out, this might be a must-win against the Raiders.
I mean, you know what I need to do now because I don't have it in front of me.
And I do.
I was not prepared for this.
Of course I was.
Thank you. Normally you're not, so I'm glad that you're prepared this time.
So you have the Raiders at home. But looking at their schedule, especially in the second half, it gets a little challenging.
I see 3 winnable games after this game against the Raiders.
Yeah. At Chargers, does that feel winnable?
No, at Falcons feels winnable.
At Falcons, at Bears at home.
And at Cowboys also
and at
winnable.
Cowboys.
Are you assuming Jane Daniels available for those games?
Yes.
Then I think they win all 3 of those games.
Okay. And then, then you get a stretch here.
I have a take.
At Kansas City.
I have a take.
Seattle at
By
home.
yourself, I have a take.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels healthy. You taking the Commanders or the Chiefs in that game? Because I know who I'm taking.
Right now, give me the Commanders,
Exactly.
right? But
we can wait till we get there. But right now,
let's see. That's get games in more than a month.
I understand, and we'll see where the 2 teams are at. But right now, Jane Daniels healthy. You need me to pick between those 2 teams. I'm picking the Commanders.
Okay. What about they play the Lions at home?
That's going to be a tough time. Getting them at home is good. They get the Dolphins. No, this is not. I sell the take.
Okay.
I think a win would be nice. They should win even with Mariota.
They should not win with the Mariota.
Again, you have silver and black glasses on.
You know what I really
You
wanted?
sound like a former coworker of mine that I produced the radio show for.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you call him a former boss of mine?
Current boss of yours.
Yes, that's true.
In some capacity.
The other thing I will tell you is that when the Raiders, you know what I really wanted? I wanted Arch Manning to be good and the Raiders to be really bad. A Manning silver and black jersey. How cool would that have been?
And you're not getting either of those things. Because Arch is bad and the Raiders might win enough games to not pick in the top 5.
There it is. There it is. I would say that again.
That Arch isn't good?
No, the next one.
Oh, that the Raiders will win enough games to be out of the top 5?
There it is. Yep. He likes the Raiders.
No, I don't think
he's
that's
all over the Raiders this year.
That's not what I said at all. Michael says Chris is losing it. That's what happens on a Friday show. I don't know what it is about the Friday environment.
Yeah.
But I just get pushed to my limits on a Friday.
Well, we'll see how the pick. It's typically in the pick segment that you really go.
Is where I lose my mind.
Yeah. All right, circle back to
You see,
the first
what you
one.
should have done is you should have pretended that you should have just gone right into it, and you shouldn't have even set it up that way. That's what you should have done. You should have just gotten right back into the take and pretended it was just the next take in line. Would have been great.
All right, my last one. Yeah. Brock Purdy will end up playing on Sunday.
Certainly looks like he could. I have not seen anything today. He's been practicing. He's been limited in practice the last 2 days. Have we heard anything from 49ers camp here?
Just day to day is what I saw when I wrote the take.
Let's scroll through here. Lots of injury reports coming out, and none for the team that I'm interested in right now. None about Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been limited. I think if he's a full participant today, then he'll go. But the fact that he's practicing certainly puts him in position to. I'll buy the take.
You want to know your week scores here?
Sure, would love to.
So today you went a perfect 2-2, actually, which takes you to 10-7 on the week
Wait. I thought there were 5 takes today.
There was 4.
There was only 4?
Yeah, we did 4 takes.
Oh, because you read a take twice. There were
I read a
technically
take
5
twice.
takes, but
Would you like to come back to the Corbin Carroll one, or is that still till April? We can make it 5.
I'd like to keep that one. I'd like to keep that one on layaway right
now. But this week, after
I'm certainly moving in a direction on that one, but I do want to keep that one on layaway.
I just want to say that this is quite a run here. After a 5-0 start for Sell on Monday.
Have I just been buying up a storm?
You've been buying up a storm. You've been 10-2 on buying since the rest of the week.
So I finished the week very positively.
Yeah, so you bought 10,
on Monday.
sold 7 this week.
I was negative to start the week, and I ended on a positive.
You know what I mean? Like that's if you're 10-7 is a good buy or sell week. You never want the pendulum to swing too far on either side. That's the game I always play. I'm trying to get perfectly in the middle.
You're trying to get me to equally throughout
like
the
in
week.
a perfect world, I would want you to be 9-8.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Hour number 1 of the program in the books. Hour number 2 right around the corner. Did the Cardinals make a mistake in the offseason? That's next. The lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Welcome everyone under the lights at Mountain America Stadium. Boy, look at this stadium. If you're not here, shame on you. There's a long history of this facility. This is one of the biggest games ever played here.
This is the biggest game for these players, the biggest game for this city, the program, and even the valley.
Go up and go get it, young man. What a catch. Intercepted.
Buy your season tickets, because why would you not want to be in that environment?
Arizona State Sun Devil Football. Buy your season tickets now at sundevils.com.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right. Fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
I got my first real six-string.
Brian Adams, Roll with the Punches Tour 2025. A night full of hits, live at PHX Arena, Saturday, November 15th. With special guest Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Hi, Luis Gonzalez here. Want to bet? Feel the thrill of Casino Arizona with 1,400 of the hottest slots and nonstop table game action. We make winners, no experience necessary. Join us for the best bingo in the valley with daily sessions. Indulge in all-you-can-eat Eagles buffet or enjoying fine dining experience at the award-winning Choya Steakhouse. Enjoy top-notch local entertainment, tribute bands, and viewing parties at CAZ Sports Bar, just off the 101 in McKellips. Casino Arizona, uniquely Arizona.
Denny's has 5 slams starting at $5, like the 2-egg breakfast slam. Great deals on full meals like the Super Slam. That's slamming smart. 5 slams starting at $5. And now earn booth bucks with Denny's rewards. Find your booth at Denny's. Valid at participating restaurants on Denny's.com for a limited time. Restrictions and surcharges apply.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This is the perfect music to start hour number 2 of the program. Getting the elbows out. Diving into a Twitter beef here to open up hour number 2 of the program. It's not normally what I do here, but I'm getting in the middle. I'm diving right in. I'm elbowing my way in. I want in. I want a piece. I want to get involved in a Twitter beef about the Arizona Cardinals.
I think the best part about the Twitter beef is you were not like a part of it
No,
at all.
no, not
You just jumped in
That's
from
right.
the top rope.
That's right. I jumped in off the top rope. I actually tweeted about that when I got involved in it this morning. So, and I'm very much tongue in cheek. The two people involved in this Twitter beef, it's not even really a beef. They were just going back and forth about the Cardinals, and it was a legitimate question that I think was asked. So, I consider him our guy here on this show, Benjamin Garcia, host of the Locked On Suns podcast, does the Locked On Cardinals squad show, covers these teams, has worked in Arizona radio before. He's our guy. I'll go to bat for him any day of the week. And a writer over at CardsWire, Chuck Harris. Chuck put out a tweet. Ben responded to the tweet. A little back and forth. I decided, you know what? Feeling good today on a Friday. Let me just squeeze right in here, and I want to get involved. I want to go to the original tweet from Chuck. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will summarize it for everybody. Because he put out a tweet late in the day yesterday talking about how the Cardinals, after losing Sean Murphy-Bunting and after losing Starling Thomas, they didn't go out and address a veteran corner for the room. And now, with Garrett Williams, with Max Melton, and Will Johnson all banged up to different degrees, that the Cardinals are in a mess of their own making by not addressing this in the summertime. And he questioned whether or not the team is serious about making the postseason, and he listed a bunch of guys that were out there. And I believe I'm doing Chuck a fair interpretation of what his tweet was. And Ben responded and said, not really sure a veteran corner would have made a difference if not for just feeling better about the way the room sets up. Now, I want to go to the original point that Chuck made about, did the Cardinals make a mistake by not addressing a veteran corner in the summertime? Now, I think if you just focus on the veteran part of this conversation, then I think you go down a rabbit hole where you can say, yeah, the Cardinals didn't address this. But let's look at the timeline. Because the Cardinals knew internally that Sean Murphy-Bunting was hurt. Before we knew, they knew. They knew something was up. They knew that he was going to miss the season. And what did they do in response to that? And I'm asking the question somewhat rhetorically because I think most of you know what they did in response to that. They invested premium draft capital. I know everybody focuses on the first round pick. Let me tell you something. As somebody who worked in the space, who talked to people who work in the league around this, they care more about rounds 2 and rounds 3 than they do round 1 sometimes. We referred to those, the company that I worked for, as the money rounds. That's where you could get really impact starters. Day 2 picks, 2 and 3, those are premium draft assets. The Cardinals invested a premium draft asset to get Will Johnson in the second round after they found out about Sean Murphy-Bunting's injury. So you can't say they didn't respond to that injury. They responded to it by taking potentially the best true corner in the draft. They got a guy that was arguably better than Sean Murphy-Bunting in Will Johnson. They did address it. Now also, can we be fair and say how many other teams have 3 injuries to 3 starting corners in 1 week? I mean, come on, that feels a little unfair to put on the organization. How, Producer Evan, how are the Cardinals not prepared for 3 corners to get hurt in the same game? How dare they not be prepared for Garrett Williams, Will Johnson, and Max Melton to all go down?
And on top of that, to have it happen in week 2. Like, nobody's prepared for that. There's not a team in the league that was ready to have 3 of their starting corners go down in week 2.
Exactly. Nobody is prepared for that level of injury. So Sean Murphy-Bunting gets hurt in the offseason. You use a draft pick on Will Johnson. You make a selection at corner. So you add to the room. It's not a veteran, but you add to the room. You made the right decision. You picked the player that fell to you. It was a steal. How could you not take him? But also, you kind of have a need at the position because you're putting this room in the hands of Max Melton and Garrett Williams, and you added a depth piece. You added Will Johnson, who is, by PFF grades, your best corner. So you did address it. You didn't address it with a veteran. You didn't address it with a free agent, but you addressed it with the best corner in the draft, arguably. Travis Hunter, kind of a two-way player. If we're just looking at true corners, Will Johnson is number 1 or number 2. Only reason why he fell was because of injuries. Fell into your lap. And you were able to invest not a day 1 pick, but you were able to invest a day 2 pick into him. But you did invest the premium draft capital into a corner. You did it. Not a veteran, but you did it with a draft pick. And Will Johnson's been great. And I'm sorry, I am not going to criticize Monty Ossenfort and Jonathan Gannon for not being prepared for 3 corners to get hurt in the same week. Just feels a little unfair. So I won't say that they made a mistake in the offseason by not getting a veteran corner. Because if they got a veteran corner, do you know what would be happening through the first 2 weeks? That corner wouldn't be playing. He wouldn't be playing over Max Melton. He wouldn't be playing over Garrett Williams. He wouldn't be playing over Will Johnson. Those 3 guys would be playing. This is only a conversation because now all 3 guys are hurt at the same time. You lost Garrett Williams for an extended period of time. Placed on IR, going to miss at least the next 4 games. Max Melton, Will Johnson. Do we have an update on Will Johnson for this week? Didn't look like he was at practice today from what I saw earlier on. I know Jonathan Gannon said at the podium today he's not ruling anybody out for Sunday's game. So that does mean there's a chance that Will Johnson and Max Melton are both. He will not rule them out. That's a good thing. It means there's a possibility that they play.
I believe he's sitting out of practice again today.
It's not a great sign.
But not ruled out as of 2 hours ago.
Yeah, Jonathan Gannon did meet with the media today and said that he won't rule anybody out, which means they're going to try to give it a go with Will. And that means they must think there's a shot he'll be able to go.
I imagine it'll be a wake up Sunday, get to warm up, see how you feel.
Just hard when he hasn't practiced as a young player.
I was going to say, especially as a young player.
That's a hard thing to ask of him, but unfortunately, you kind of need him with Williams being out.
I don't know how many more options you have, unfortunately.
No, and they worked some corners out this week. They elevated somebody from their practice squad, but they brought in a couple of corners for a workout. They didn't sign anybody from there. Darren Hall is who they brought up from the practice squad. He hasn't really done a whole lot. 7 snaps over the last 2 seasons.
And the one thing, Melton has been a limited participant all week. I imagine he plays.
Yeah, and then, in the tweet from Chuck, he said Bradbury's available, Kendall Fuller is available, Stephon Gilmore is available. Really? There's a reason those guys are available. There's a reason it's week 3 and those guys aren't on other teams.
Yeah, like how much in this? Well, I think part of it, too, is when you have some of these older guys, a lot of them hold out to see which teams are good and want that last piece. Like, that just feels like a thing you see around the NFL because they don't have a full season in the tank anymore.
When was the last time James Bradbury was good?
2022.
When's the last time Stephon Gilmore was good?
Probably
around the same
longer
time
than that. Yeah, 2021.
So do you just want somebody out there that has name value? And that was the point Ben brought up in the Twitter beef that I'm now directly inserting myself in.
So I don't know if it's name value or just a veteran that could get you by for 2 weeks. Whereas, like, I don't think Bradbury has anything left in the tank. But I do know that if you bring in a veteran corner just to fill a hole, I would rather go veteran than younger corner just for knowledge of defense, playing in different systems, and everything like that.
But you have to get him up to speed to your system.
Yes. Now, all of those guys, I want to be very clear, are out of gas. Right? Like Bradbury in 23 looked like he was running out of gas. And I can't imagine what that looks like now after almost 2 full years of not playing football.
I just don't necessarily think that somebody that you signed off of the free agent wire would be that much better than what you have internally. I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure that you don't have a better chance with Denzel Burke and Keitrell Clark playing for you. The 3 backup corners right now for this team, Elijah Jones, Denzel Burke, who was their 5th-round pick this year, Keitrell Clark, Darren Hall, who they elevated from the practice squad. Those are the players that they have. I'm not sure that anybody that they signed in free agency would be better than those guys who have been around the team all summer and all offseason long. I just don't know. Again, Stephon Gilmore, everybody sees that name and they think of how great he was in New England. That's not the player you're getting. You're not getting that player. James Bradbury, you're not getting the guy that was great in New York. You're not getting that guy. You're not getting that player. You're getting a broken down, wart-filled version of that player. And so I can understand a team wanting to just go internally, especially when, to your point, producer Evan, this may be a week-to-week thing. There's a world where both those corners are out there on Sunday. There's a world where Max Melton and Will Johnson are both playing on Sunday. And if they are, do you really need a veteran corner?
No.
I don't know. I hear you. And Chuck pointed out in his long tweet that this is not the only position where this is a problem. They didn't get a wide receiver 2 to the offense. Chuck, I'm with you there. I'll get in the Twitter weeds with you on that one for sure.
Listen, do I think the knock as a whole is justified? Yes, actually, that they probably didn't fill holes they need. Do I think it's justified for that specific position?
I can't get there.
I can't get there. But if you bring up wide receiver 2, I would be more on your side of, yeah, I agree. This is probably this is not the first time that they haven't addressed this position. It feels like we've been talking about this for years.
And I don't know. You can't anticipate this level of injury happening all at one time.
Yeah, I don't blame them for not bringing somebody in the beginning of the year. The name that I always brought up early in the year when people had talked about adding a corner was Asante. And he's not healthy right now. But you brought him in more as a project, and now you're in a situation where that wouldn't have even helped you. So I get it. I get saying, okay, well, they felt thin at that position, but I also understand, what were they supposed to do? Who's expecting 3 of your starters to get hurt in week 2 against the Carolina Panthers?
Yeah, it's and again, I don't know if there's a corner that they would have signed that would have made all of this better. I really don't. And maybe we would feel better if it looked like there was an effort there, but I'm not going to hold that against the organization. Because I don't, and maybe we get to Sunday and Mac Jones and or Brock Purdy just picks apart the Cardinals secondary and I come in here and I owe an apology. Maybe that's the case. I just don't think that's how it's going to work out. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. And you can also hang out with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. I do want to let everybody know it's hour number 2 of the show on a Friday. We got the picks coming up. I want to lay the ground rules here. We're not doing the picks next, but I want to lay the ground rules so that maybe you can start preparing yourself. I make picks. Producer Evan makes picks. We go up against each other. The picks are brought to you by Von Hansen's. You also can compete against us to have a chance to win a $50 gift card to Von Hansen's if you beat one of us in the picks contest. Now, the way it works is when we call for it, you call in 480-864-1060. You give us a 3-point play, a 2-point play, a 1-point play, and you compete against both of us.
And I just want to make it very clear, when you're making these picks, you know the best way to watch these games? Grab yourself some burgers, grab yourself some steaks over at Von Hansen's.
That's fantastic. Great job by you. That's a great plug for the
Get them on the grill.
Great job.
It is just the perfect time of season to get out there, do some grilling, take it in, watch some of your picks.
That's right.
Whether it's the late window, whether it's the early window. But you're going to have to get over to Von Hansen's first to get ready for game day.
And potentially more importantly than that, it's close. Team Listener's on a losing streak right now. The show won last week. The show beat Team Listener. So Team Listener, after winning week 1, riding high, they've now lost. Don't give us a free win by not participating, and don't give us a win to let us get hot, because then we're a runaway train at that point. So the picks are coming up about 20, 25 minutes from now. We need somebody to participate, so start thinking about your picks, being ready. You call in, you give the picks out on the air. We have some fun. Unless you're Brian, I yell at you, and you submit the picks. We all have a good time. We're all sweating it together here over the weekend. So that's coming up in about 25 minutes from now. When we come back, it's time for Sam Leavitt to step up. That's next. The lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
It's the Dan Patrick Show.
Ben DiNucci, NFL quarterback. I'm still going to introduce you as NFL quarterback. Being on the practice squad, what's the difference in how you're treated, lifestyle?
Honestly, nothing's different. I mean, there's 53 guys on the active roster and there's 16 on the practice squad. And the reality of the NFL is that guys are going to get hurt. There's a reason that these teams put a lot of effort into the practice squad, just like they do the active roster. It's really all the same. You're still traveling with the team. The pay cut's a little bit less, but at the end of the day, it's still great.
Live Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS 1060 app. This hour's program is brought to you by Bet365. Football is back. Get ready for the season at Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
When is Kate getting here?
Should be any minute. She was on one of her Goodwill treasure hunts.
Treasure hunt? Oh, here she comes. And in an amazing new jacket.
Ready to rock, guys?
You definitely are.
Where'd you get that?
Don't you love it? I got it at Goodwill.
Kate got it at Goodwill. With hundreds of thousands of unique items arriving in-store daily, you can get it at Goodwill too. Find your convenient neighborhood location at goodwillaz.org. Nonprofit for good.
Are you ready to score big with your finances? Right now, get $350 for opening a new MidFirst checking account. Just visit a branch near you or go online. Plus, register your MidFirst debit or credit card and enter to win a $1,500 shopping spree. No purchase necessary. The clock's ticking, so don't wait. Win big this season with MidFirst Bank. Visit midfirst.com for details. MidFirst Bank. True to you. Member FDIC.
September 11th reminds us of a day when America stood under attack and stood together. We remember the victims, the heroes, and the everyday citizens who showed extraordinary courage. That same spirit of resilience lives in our Constitution. The Second Amendment protects our right to defend our families, our homes, and our nation. This is Michael with Restore My Civil Rights. If you've lost constitutional rights due to a past conviction, we can help restore them. For a free consultation, visit RestoreMyCivilRights.com. That's RestoreMyCivilRights.com.
Fulton Homes is bringing legendary Fulton quality back to the West Valley. Explore 4 exceptional West Valley locations with more standard features and thousands of ways to personalize your home. Find out why people buy Fulton Homes over and over again. Fulton Homes, you're proud to own, we're proud to build.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Week 3 of the NFL season rarely feels like a turning point. Teams still trying to find their rhythm, still ironing out mistakes, and still searching for an identity. But for the Dolphins and head coach Mike McDaniel, this week may carry a little more weight than most. The Dolphins weren't supposed to be in the thick of the AFC race. At least that was the outside perception. But if you look closer at this roster, they got playmakers on both sides of the ball, a coach with one of the more innovative offensive minds in the NFL. Yet here they are 0-2 staring at a heavyweight in Buffalo. Hard to imagine a team battling dysfunction suddenly out-punching one of the league's best on their home turf. But how Miami looks tonight may say everything. A close game could signal progress, proof the Dolphins are climbing out of that early season hole. But getting blown out, that might be the first crack in Mike McDaniel's foundation and the beginning of a far louder question. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Pickleball is the fastest growing court sport in the world, and no one makes playing pickleball safer, more comfortable, and quicker on your feet than Tyrell. Tyrell is the first purpose-built shoe made specifically for playing pickleball. Tyrell shoes are made with the famous Vibram outsole. Remember, Tyrol. If you want to elevate your game, you want to play longer, more comfortably, go to TyrellPickleball.com and experience how Tyrell can help your game while making you look like a real pro.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
Something Mark Cuban said, but at this point, he's pretty much the last one claiming that Ballmer is innocent, aside from Ballmer and the Clippers. Cuban is not convincing anybody of anything. Neither are the Clippers, and neither is Adam Silver. They're all just making it worse. Just like when Ballmer made it worse when he ran to ESPN and put on his Mickey Mouse falsetto voice to claim, they caught me.
1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
You know, Producer Evan, I just have this feeling today. It's going to be an easy win for us on the show. Just think the picks are going to go our way. I think team listeners in scrambles.
I think no doubt they are. They're trying to pull together. I don't know if that's always the play.
The pull together? You think it's just everybody for themselves?
Everybody for themselves over there at Team Listener.
We'll find out.
Because as a group, you don't win the Von Hansen's gift card. That goes to one person.
Goes to whoever submits the picks, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You want that Von Hansen's gift card? Get up in here.
I love what you and I are doing, because you and I are continuing to just divide the group. Because they were a mess yesterday.
A mess.
They were yelling at each other. You mentioned it earlier. There was collusion going on.
There was everybody wants Brian's picks.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was, are we going to give Brian's picks to a caller? I don't know.
Brian told me to stay out of it, let Team Listener handle their own business. I mean, it's a mess over there. So we'll find out about 10 minutes or so from now whether or not Team Listener will have a representative. I have it on the paper here. I have it ready for your 3-point, 2-point, 1-point play. We'll write them down. We'll lock them in. You got 10 minutes to figure it out. In the meantime, I have a message for the quarterback of the Arizona State Sun Devils. And that message is that it's time to step up. Because this game on Saturday is a huge moment in the career of Sam Leavitt. Early on in his career, last season, he was viewed as more the future. Be a game manager. Give the ball to Cam Scatterbo. Don't turn the ball over. We got a great running game. We got a good defense. That will take care of business. Then as the season progressed, you saw a better and better version of Sam leading up to what we saw against Iowa State and what we saw against Texas. Now, flip the calendar to this year. This is supposed to be Sam's moment to step up and be the quarterback that leads this program into its next chapter, that leads this program into national relevancy on a year-to-year basis. This is the week for that. This is the week. This is the type of game that Sam needs to show up for. This is how you answer the critics. This is how you answer the people that are worried after a 2-1 start, that are worried about what they have seen through the first 3 weeks. You want to be a Heisman candidate? You want to be viewed as a future first-round pick? You show up in these moments. Everybody is counting you out. Everybody thinks that ASU is just a flash in the pan. Everybody is thinking that they're not going to be able to repeat as Big 12 champs. And you've given them every reason to think that through the first 3 weeks. Change their mind on Saturday. Show up in a matchup where you're walking in as the second best quarterback in the game. Leave the game on Saturday as the best quarterback in the game. That's what's on the line. Now, I don't want that to mean that ASU needs to throw the ball 45, 50 times. I still want them to run the football. They're really good at it. But Sam needs to come up with those plays. What do we say? When you go on the road in football, you got to be able to run the ball, got to play good defense, got to have the coaching battle on your side, and you have to have the quarterback that can make those 3 to 5 plays, those 3 to 5 throws, or plays in the case of a mobile quarterback. That's what's in front of Sam this week. That's what's in front of Sam tomorrow. You need this game if you're Sam Leavitt. You need this game if you're ASU. You need this game if you're Sam Leavitt. You are supposed to be the future of this program. You're supposed to be a future first-round pick. I'll be honest, I haven't seen it through the first 3 games of the season. I have not seen what this team is supposed to be this year. I want to see it. I want to see it tomorrow. I want to see it the rest of the way. But I haven't seen it yet. And so if Sam Leavitt is supposed to be the guy that I heard about all summer long, this is the type of game, these are the types of weeks where Sam Leavitt steps up, he blocks out the noise, and he goes out there and balls. Am I wrong?
No. This is the week where you can put yourself back on the map, especially if you're Arizona State. Not only for the quarterback, the whole team, right? This is, you're 2.5-point underdogs. That's what they think of you this week. That's what they think.
They don't think you're as good as Baylor. And honestly, through the first 3 weeks, why should they?
And you know what all of that says? It says to me that they don't believe the quarterback can go out there and outgun that Baylor offense. Prove to the world you can. Prove to the world that they were right about you this offseason, right?
The whole team, right? Sam in particular, but the whole team. Go be the dominating team that we thought you could be. Just go be it.
Yeah.
And I know it's Baylor. This isn't NAU in the first week. This isn't Texas State last week. But just go do it. Go remind everybody that before the season started, you were one of 5 teams in college football that was favored to win every one of the games that you played this season. Go remind everybody that. Go remind everybody of how everybody was talking about you in the summer. Go remind the world what ASU is supposed to be this year.
People saying 11-1, 10-2, they don't think that anymore.
I certainly don't. I have major question
marks. Show them
marks.
They were right. You had your slip up. It's early in the season. You can come back from that. They have to. Period. They have to prove it this week. And this feels like the biggest test to do so. And so far, this is your first Big 12 game. Anything before this, you're 0-0. You take care of business in the conference, you win the conference, guess what? You've punched your ticket.
I'm not comparing Sam to these quarterbacks, but I'm just using the 2 leagues to signal what I'm talking about. When you look at Patrick Mahomes, you expect him to win the big games, right?
Yeah.
It's the knock on Justin Herbert. It's the knock on Josh Allen. It's the knock on Lamar Jackson that they don't win the big games. That's what separates them from being the elite of the elites. What made Brady so great. You always expected him to win the big game. You want to be talked about in college football's elite quarterbacks? You win these games. You win these tough games. You win these very important games. You show up and you thrive in these moments. Forget about what happened the week before. Forget about what's going to happen next week. You win this game in this moment. That's what's on the line this week for ASU. There's a huge difference between 3-1 and 2-2. Huge.
I mean, 3-1, it becomes, okay, they had a misstep at Mississippi State, back on track, beat Baylor, taking care of business, and we're off to Big 12 and off the gates running. You go 2-2, the season took a very big turn
early
from what it was supposed to be early. We talked about it in Buy or Sell. You lose the momentum you had built here in the community.
Very quickly.
I mean, you activate the Valley and everything that you have done and built last year. You go 2-2. You're going to have a hard time selling out the stadium next week against TCU. Really hard time.
480-864-1060, the phone number for you to hang out with us here today on the program. You can also join us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. But the phone number, the very important part, because it is time for the pick segment. We need a listener to represent Team Listener here today on the program. The phone number again, 480-864-1060. We'll go caller number 5 will represent Team Listener today here on the show in the pick segment. Nobody's got any points. None of us took Thursday Night Football. Everybody's got a clean slate going into the week. So we need caller number 5 to participate for Team Listener in the picks contest. Again, the phone number, 480-864-1060. You need a 3-point play, a 2-point play, a 1-point play. You can pick a spread. You can pick a total. Pick whatever you want. 480-864-1060 is the phone number. Caller number 5, you're playing in the pick segment. And we will give our picks here when we come back. It is the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
It's the Sports Zoo.
The Cardinals 2-0, actually not surprising. I would not be shocked if the Cardinals started 5-2, 6-1. And if you want to get drunk on the Bird Gang, why not say that they can then beat Green Bay? Why not beat Green Bay that day at home in front of your crowd? Now you get San Fran and San Fran, which, we thought would be a really tough game. But, no Brock Purdy, I don't think. We'll see.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Head coach Brian Wright and the Lumberjacks are setting a new standard in Flagstaff.
Happy with our attitude, our effort, how we've come together as a football team.
Join us Saturday. NAU hosts the Incarnate Word Cardinals. Our coverage begins at 1 on your home for Lumberjack football.
Skips his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Lumberjacks.
The NAU Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.
Prepare for the Maximum Fun Tour. A day to remember. Yellow Card. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. Saturday, October 25th. Special guests, The Wonder Years and Dinosaur Pile-Up. Tickets from $30. On sale now at livenation.com. A day to remember. Yellow Card. Part of the American First Credit Union Concert Series.
I'm Bree.
I'm Sean.
And we are the Berquist family.
We are repeat Fulton customers, and we've lived in a Fulton community for 6 years. We had been looking for a home, and so we walked into the Fulton community, and we were just absolutely blown away. When we walked into the model home, we noticed the high ceilings, the beautiful kitchen, the flooring, and the floor plan. We knew it was a place where we were going to raise our family.
And on top of that, we have a swimming pool and a good location here.
When you say the word community, you have to be able to see it and feel it. And so when you have your neighbors, you feel that community because you become friends, and it even feels like family, like a family community. And that is something that is priceless and can last a lifetime. We absolutely would recommend a Fulton home to our friends and family.
Fulton Homes. You're proud to own, we're proud to build.
It's time to head back to school and forward to your future with Carrington College. For over 55 years, we've helped train the next generation of healthcare professionals. Apply now to get hands-on training from teachers with real-world experience. In as few as 9 months, you could start making a difference in healthcare. Classes start soon in Phoenix, Glendale, Mesa, and Tucson. Visit carrington.edu to see what's next for you. Visit carrington.edu/SCI for information on program outcomes.
At Nationwide Vision, we help you step into every moment clearly and confidently. From quality eyewear and comfortable contact lenses to comprehensive exams and professional fittings, we make finding your focus a more enjoyable experience than ever. Right now, buy one pair of glasses and get the second one free, so you can live bolder, look sharper, and see better. Schedule an appointment today to find your focus.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
It's that time. The pick segments brought to you by Von Hansen's, located on the school just between Elliott and Warner in Chandler. You can also go online at vonhansensmeats.net. They're known for their sausage and their brats, over 100 variety of sausages and brats made fresh in their Chandler Stores Smokehouse. They got everything you need for your next football party: burger sliders, potato skins, everything. It's your one-stop shop. Meats, beer, wine, barbecue rubs, wood chips, everything there in their Chandler location. You can follow them on social media or go to the website vonhansensmeats.net to join the email list. They send out weekly specials along with the monthly ad. Team listeners appear to have gotten their act together. Is that confirmed, Producer Evan? Team listener, they've rallied.
That's confirmed.
They have a participant. So
And
Russell.
listen, I'll give it to team listener. They had multiple participants ready to go.
It was good rally by them. So Russell's going to be playing for team listener today. So Russell, you'll go first. I need a 3-point play, a 2-point play, and a 1-point play, and then we'll lock you in for the weekend. So go ahead.
All right, sounds good. So for my 3-point play, I'm going to take the Packers to cover against Cleveland.
Okay, got Green Bay. We got it at -8.5. We'll get you down for that. That's your 3-point play.
Oh, I'm showing 7.5, but okay. Second one I'm looking at is Tampa Bay to cover.
Tampa Bay to cover. 6.5 is your 2-point play. Give me a 1-point play, and you're locked in.
My 1-point play is going to be the Patriots at home.
Patriots at home. Got it. Russell, you're locked in. You're representing team listener here on the program. Green Bay -8.5, your 3-point play. Tampa Bay -6.5, the 2-point play. And the Patriots -1-point play. Stay on the line. Producer Evan's going to get your information in case you do beat us, and you'll be in line to win that $50 gift card over at Von Hansen. So, you know what? I'm going to give a round of applause to team listener, because I was worried. I was worried over the last 2 days if team listener would have a representative. They did. Russell representing team listeners, so good for them. They've got their 3 picks. Michael says, "Go, Russell, go." You know, Michael, you can participate. I mean, you're one of our diehards over there on YouTube. You can just call in and give the picks. I mean, you can participate anytime you want. You don't have to sit on the sidelines and root for other people. But Russell's locked in. He's representing team listeners, trying to get off the schneid. They lost last week. It is my turn to give my 3 picks here. And you know what? I'm giving myself the music. I'm allowed to do that. I'll have to give myself the music. A reminder just for everybody following along at home, rooting for team listener. Russell's 3 picks. I just want to get the line on the Patriots game the way that we have it here. He has the Patriots. I just scroll down here to where the Patriots are on my little sheet here. He's got the Patriots plus the 1.5. So his 1-point play, he's taking an underdog. The Patriots plus 1.5. His 2-point play, Tampa Bay minus 6.5. And his 3-point play, Green Bay minus 8.5. And I'll look at it one more time. I still have it at 8.5. So that's the way we're going to lock it in with the numbers that we have. So those are the 3 picks.
I'm sorry, I was getting Russell's information.
Yeah.
And this feels like bad producing, but I was getting Russell's information.
Okay.
Give them to me one more time.
I mean, I just said him 4 times. I'll give him one more time for producer Evan. Pats plus 1.5 is the 1-point play. Taking an underdog. The 2-point play, Tampa Bay minus 6.5. And the 3-point play, Green Bay minus 8.5. He said 7.5. The numbers I'm looking at say 8.5, so that's the number he's getting it at. Can I share something troubling about that phone call?
Yeah.
It sounded like Russell was in the car.
Clearly driving from Russell.
That's not great.
Why is that not great?
I mean, I don't want him to look because he was looking at numbers. I think hopefully he was in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I'm
just realizing, he probably was looking at
troubling
spreads.
is a word that I would use to describe that. We do not condone that. If you want to play, don't.
We love Russ calling in.
But don't look at the numbers while you're driving, please. Pull over to the side of the road. Do not operate your phone in a vehicle at the same time, please. It was troubling. It was troubling to say the least. You can go first if you want.
You want me to go?
Well, I won last week, so isn't it my choice of what to do here?
You did, and now you're contradicting what you said in the break. But
okay,
yeah.
All right. You want to go there?
No.
You want to go there? I'll pull the curtain all the way up right now. I'm going to do it because you went there. You impugned my character. The reason why I was going to go second, even though I want to go first, is because you didn't get Russ's information on the front side. You needed it on the back side, so I was going to go to buy you time. But I filibustered enough talking about Russ's picks so that you could get his information.
Which I appreciate.
Right. So now, because of the work I did as the host of the program, you see the pick segment. It always gets me to this place. You can go first now.
Okay. So I'm going first.
Yes.
Okay. My 1-point play. Chargers at home versus the Broncos. I'm going to take the Chargers minus 2.5.
You took this game. I was afraid of it.
And I
was afraid of it.
Everybody sitting here knows me is probably thinking, I can't believe he's taking the Chargers. I can't believe it because I am a Justin Herbert truther.
You have been anti-Justin Herbert, anti-Chargers for a while now.
But the Broncos might stink. They might stink out loud.
So, I wouldn't. Well, wait a minute. We reserve stink out loud
for
some teams.
The Rockies.
Right. Minus 400 run differential. Okay. Stink out loud is reserved for some very particular teams. I think you need to apologize to the Denver Broncos.
I would like to apologize to the Denver Broncos.
So that's your 1-point play. What's your 2-point play?
My 2-point play. Raiders at Commanders.
That was the lock of the century.
Taking the Raiders.
Lock of the century that you were taking the Raiders in the points.
I know what everybody's thinking. Mariota revenge game against the Raiders. I'm not thinking that at all. I know that the Commanders have had a nice long break. No, Jaden Daniels is massive. What is this offense going to look like without him? And listen, the Raiders came off a tough one on Monday night. Bounce back game for the Raiders. I like them plus the points in Washington.
And your 3-point play.
My 3-point play. Give me the Buccaneers at home versus the Jets.
Yep.
Minus 6.5.
Okay. Chargers minus 2.5. You're taking the Raiders plus the points. And you're taking Tampa Bay minus 6.5 as your 3-point play. It's my turn to go. And Evan, I got to tell you. We're in a tough spot.
Do we have a lot of the same picks?
No, Russell and I have a lot of the same picks. So we're in trouble. He didn't know my picks because this is why we go last, but it's not great.
I mean, you did this to us.
My 1-point play.
No, actually, can I be honest? This is perfect for me.
It's perfect for you. It's not perfect for the show. My 1-point play. It was Russ's 3-point play. I've got the Packers minus 8.5. The only reason why I don't want to go higher up the point threshold is because the number is a little big. But the Green Bay Packers have dominated everybody that they've played so far, and it's hard to imagine a world where it's different with the Browns. It's the worst of the three teams that they have faced so far, so that's where you get worried about a bit of a trap game. But I've got Green Bay minus 8.5 with Cleveland. Move over there, producer Evan. You have it as your 3-point play. It's my 2-point play. Tampa Bay minus 6.5 against the Jets. I know the Tampa Bay Bucks have a ton of injuries, but their run defense is still really stout. And I think they're going to really limit and make the Jets one-dimensional, and it's not the way that they're able to play. Josh Reynolds was out for the Jets, so it's really just Garrett Wilson. Tyrod Taylor is a quarterback who maybe raises the floor a little bit passing-wise, but you're not going to be able to keep pace with the Bucs. The Jets will be without Jermaine Johnson. The offensive line for Tampa is banged up, so there is a world where this stays close, but I think Tampa wins this game probably by 10 points pretty comfortably. And my 3-point play. This could be the difference. This could be the thing that differentiates me and Russ and saves the show for the week. Give me the Chiefs minus 6 against the Giants on Sunday Night Football. I mean, come on. We got the Russ legacy game. He's going to fall back to earth here. The Chiefs are angry. They need a win. They have to take out their frustration on somebody. And that frustration is going to be taken out on the Kansas City Chiefs. Or on the New York Giants, I should say. The Kansas City Chiefs minus 6 versus the Giants, my 3-point play. So to recap, my 1-point play, Green Bay minus 8.5. My 2-point play, Tampa Bay minus 6.5 against the Jets. And my 3-point play, the Chiefs minus 6 against the Giants.
And do you have any college locks this week?
No,
unlike Brian.
I do not have any college locks today. You know what? By the way, 2 straight weeks of good phone calls.
That is, yeah. Yeah, 2 straight weeks of great calls.
I mean, Russ was in the car. And I get it. It's the lunch break. You're out and about. Maybe you're getting lunch. You're listening to the program. You're calling in. I'm aware of that. But it was troubling that he seemed to be, and again, I don't know this, but it seemed to me he was operating the vehicle.
Here's what I will tell you. Russ went with that Patriots-Steelers game.
He did. He took the Pats plus 1.5.
I was thinking about that game and going the other way.
Wow. But you're locked in. You can't change your picks.
No, I know. I just think that's an interesting pick.
It is. So there you have it. The Week 3 picks. Follow along. Root for team listener if you'd like. Russell, your chance to win a $50 gift card. If you don't have to beat Evan or I. You have to tie one of us. You tie one of us, that's good enough to get you that $50 gift card to Von Hansen's. And team listener has a chance to go 2-1, or the show will go 2-1.
Let's go show.
Let's go show. We're very pro show here on the show.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Michael in the chat says, Evan. What did I do, Michael?
Oh no, this was in direct response to you picking the Raiders as your 2-point play.
Oh, yeah.
Because then he followed it up by saying, how did we know? Because we did the whole bit, now we're number 1, where you basically gave it away without giving it away, that you were taking the Raiders as one of your 3 picks this week. So there you have it, the picks for Week 3. We will sweat those accordingly over the weekend. I will say, Evan and I did go a combined 6-0 last week. So I'm 4-2 to start the year. What are you, 3-3 to start the year?
I'm 3-3.
Yeah, okay. But a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, listen, I came out of the gates a little slow. So slow starts, man. That's bad first week. Week 2, came back strong.
You have Russell's picks written down over there?
I got Russell's picks written down.
In the notebook, I can rip up my sheet over here. When we come back, we wrap up today's edition of the show. The leftovers, all the stories we didn't get to throughout the course of the program, we will get to them next. Lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
You've seen Shador. We've all seen him. He's, kind of everybody gravitates toward him.
He's got aura.
There we go. Thank you, as the young kids say. He's just there doing his job. He shows up early. He stays late. He's not posting it on social media to post it on social media to say, look at me. What you see is when he shows up to a neighborhood in which just got burned down, the apartment complex, and he sets up food trucks. I can't wait to see what happens for him, and I think that they have a good foundation for the future.
It's James Out West, every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Stevie Nicks. One special night, October 7th, PHX Arena. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Stevie Nicks live at PHX Arena.
Hey, it's Austin Clark, owner of Moxie Pest Control. You know, most pest control companies use the same products we do. That's not the difference. But what is the difference is how we treat people. At Moxie, kindness counts, and it shows in every visit, every conversation, and every one of the 6,500 plus 5-star Google reviews our customers have written. Our field experts aren't just trained to handle pests. They're trained to treat your home, your family, your pets, and your time with the kind of respect you deserve. And our services come with a pest-free guarantee. Our methods and service just work better because our people are better. So if you want a pest control company you can trust in and around your home, give us a call. We offer same-day services in most cases, and we'll even give you 50% off your first service when you call. Call 888-MOXIE-10. That's 888-MOXIE-10. Moxie Pest Control, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona.
Fall savings have arrived at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale. Right now, receive 1.9% financing for up to 60 months on the brand new 2025 Mazda CX-50 or CX-50 Hybrid.
Or receive $10,000 off the top of MSRP when you lease a brand new 2025 Mazda CX-70 or CX-90 plug-in hybrid. Think of how low your payment will be with those savings. Go to markmazdascottsdale.com.
The name to remember, Mark Mazda, Mark Mazda, on approved credit plus $998 doc fee.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters, and we kept signing people to contracts, and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract. Play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
We will sneak one in here before we get to the leftovers, before we get out of here on a Football Friday. Bennett's on the line, wants to talk a little Cardinals. I originally thought, based on the way producer Evan was looking at me, that it was going to be a Brian phone call with some college picks, and I was just going to be done. I was going to be done with the show. You were going to do the rest of the show. But all right, Bennett, you got it. What do you got on the Cardinals here before we get out of here on a Friday?
No, happy to call in here. I get they're 2-0 here, but I think the offense in both second half of games, just as a fan, doesn't leave me very confident.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been great. You're 2-0, so you'll take it. We always say here on the show, we're not calling the league office and asking them to take the win back. But yeah, they need to show more. Certainly, you'll take the win on Sunday. They beat the 49ers on Sunday and they get to 3-0. I'll tell you, Danny, who called yesterday, Bennett, you're calling in now. I don't think there's going to be an uproar if they're 3-0. There's not going to be a ton of complaints about a team that's 3-0. You're not going to worry about the style points. You're not going to worry about how it all shakes out. You're going to be excited about this team being 3-0. You're going to be excited about a team that's at the top of the division. You're going to be excited about a team that went into San Francisco and got it done. You're not going to care that in the second half they only scored 7 points. You care about it now because they did that against the Saints and the Panthers, and you're worried about how it's going to look like against the 49ers. So I hear you. I get it. But if they're 3-0 coming when we get in here on Monday, do you think the phone lines are going to light up, producer Evan, with complaints? I'll take them, but I'll be pretty angry about it.
Yeah, if you're 3-0, don't call and complain. And this week, and I know it might be Mac Jones, you beat the 49ers. Like, if we come in, we're talking about 3-0, you would have beaten the 49ers to get to 3-0, right? So that's the most important thing. And you've won your first division game. We thought this was going to be the first test for this football team. They can go out there and prove it. And it doesn't matter if you win by 3 or you win by 20. Just win the football game.
Win the football game.
That's the most important thing. And listen, it's not like we haven't sat here all week and talked about the concerns of the offense. They can't run the ball right now, which is a massive concern given what they do. But you're 2-0.
And listen, Bennett's a new caller. I want Bennett to continue to call in and talk Cardinals and hold us accountable for what we're saying here on this program. And I hear Bennett. They've played the Saints and the Panthers, and it hasn't been overly impressive. I get it. You want impressive. I think a 2017 to win over the 49ers on Sunday is impressive. I think that's impressive.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I think any win is impressive. Any win this week is impressive. I believe the Niners open as favorites.
They are favorites, yes.
Yeah. And so this is a game that when you talk about this schedule and when we've gone through it, you're not supposed to win. So you got the opportunity to steal one this week. Right? This is when we played the win-loss game. You and I both said at San Francisco, maybe they win the home game, but I don't see them winning there.
I think that's a great point because when we did the win-loss game, we both had them 2-0 going into this game. And I get it when you're in it and you've seen it. It does change how you feel about it. But they're exactly where we thought they would be going into this game. Exactly where we thought they would be. And we said that it hinges on this game, really.
Certainly.
The first chunk of the schedule really hinges on this game. What do we have in the leftovers here before we close up shop on a Friday?
Wanted to start with a conversation about last night's Thursday night football game. Dolphins played them tough. A late interception by Tua Tagovailoa kind of finishes the game. There's been conversation just because of the Thursday night to then a late game next week. Did Mike McDaniel save his job by playing the Bills tough?
100%. I don't think there's any worry that even though they're 0-3, his job is in jeopardy right now. Now, you lose to, I think they have the Jets next up on Monday Night Football. You lose that game and you go to 0-4. The style points don't matter. You're 0-4.
Certainly.
And you lost another divisional game. You're then, what would that be, 0-3 in the division?
0-3, yeah.
So that's when I don't really care how it looks. I don't care that maybe you play some close competitive games. You're 0-4. That's when change starts to happen. But I think for right now, he at least calmed those concerns. I was impressed with the way they started the game. They went right down the field running the football.
Right down the field. I was
and then
actually
decided, and then made the decision of we're just going to stop doing that, which made no sense. No Ed Oliver, no Matt Milano. You go right down the field running the football, and then you get away from it.
I thought in the first half, I'll be honest with you, I thought their game plan was excellent. They came in, they held the ball from Josh. I mean, Josh had 3 possessions in the first half.
Which is how you have to play that team.
Which is how you have to play them because they scored on 2 of them and missed a field goal on the other.
I know Matt Prater's my fantasy kicker. I'm very aware.
I'm sorry about that. But so they did a nice job of holding the football. And like you said, they just went away from the run game. They were putting together a drive. It felt like they were going to score in that last drive there before he throws the pick.
Yeah, and they were doing it with 2 different backs. You saw it with Devon Achane. You saw it with Ollie Gordon. He was bringing the physical. Achane was bringing the skill out in space, making guys miss. They were moving down the field. Tyreek Hill got involved. Jalen Waddle got involved. I mean, they were doing everything that you would expect them that they needed to do in order to pull off the upset. But the difference in the game is the turnover battle. And they lost the turnover battle. Buffalo has scored 30-plus points in the first 3 games of the season, and they have won the turnover battle in all 3 games. They're scoring a ton of points, and they're taking care of the football. That's a tough recipe to beat. It's a tough recipe to beat.
Especially with the MVP at quarterback.
Especially with a player like Josh Allen's caliber under center.
I mean, every week he makes throws. You're like, whew.
The touchdown was like a sidearm flip that I would make with a Nerf
playing around
football.
in the backyard with a Nerf football, running to your right and throwing a pitch.
I mean, that you want to talk about somebody who's just confident.
Yeah.
Just thinks he can
playing
do
loose, right?
Oh, he certainly is. Yeah. I think for right now, the conversations about Mike McDaniel were cautioned a little bit, but another loss, I think they're right back.
Yeah. If you lose the Jets on Monday Night Football, I think that conversation starts again.
No,
just because you've lost.
I'll take it a step forward. They lose that game on Monday. I think he's fired on Tuesday.
You do?
I do.
I don't know. In the NFL, they might wait till the bye week. Just because you don't have a short week then.
Yeah, but you get the new coach bump that everybody gets.
Not
everybody gets the new coach bump.
Who's the last team that did that, didn't get the new coach bump? Who was that?
I mean, the Jets did it in the middle of the year last year. They did not get the new – because they did it before a primetime game against the Bills.
Yeah, you're not going to get the
bump.
bump.
You're not going to get the bump in that spot. You have to – what's the Dolphins' schedule? Can you pull up the Dolphins' schedule for me?
Of course I can.
I want to know who they play after the Jets to see if it's the perfect new coach bump spot. Because maybe you're right. Maybe they'll hold off a little bit. Because at that point, you're 0-4. You're not going anywhere anyway. So what does it matter?
All right, let's pull this up.
Who do they play after the Jets? They play Monday night against the Jets. So they played Thursday night. They are off this weekend.
This is new coach bumped.
Who do they play?
You got the Panthers on the road.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it is Tuesday. He's fired.
You got the Panthers on the road.
He is fired on Tuesday.
Chargers at home. Browns on the road.
Yeah.
Falcons on the road.
They lose to the Jets on Monday Night Football. He's fired the next day. New coach bump for that game against the Panthers.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
In that stretch, at Panthers, home against the Chargers, at Browns, at Falcons, that team could win 3 of those games. Would that surprise you?
It would surprise me with the way they're currently playing, yes. They can beat the Browns. You're excluding the Jets game?
I'm excluding the Jets game.
I don't think they beat the Chargers.
No, neither do I.
I think the Falcons are the better team.
Yeah, maybe.
They can win the Panthers game.
The Falcons are bad.
They have not been overly impressive. How about that? That's the way I'll say it. They have not been overly impressive so far this year.
Are you one of the Falcons guys that is always like, they're going to be better? They're going to be better.
No,
because I think that's one of the most poorly run organizations
I think
in the league.
I think they made a mistake by drafting Michael Penix Jr. when they did.
Certainly. And I don't even have a problem that they picked him. I have a problem where they picked him.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Like, you could have gotten the player around later.
Well, also, you give Kirk Cousins the big contract. You just
trade back.
Yeah,
if you wanted Penix, trade back.
It was just a mistake. That is going to do it for us here. Another Football Friday edition of the program in the books. Jim Rome, he is coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody sweat the picks accordingly, and have a great rest of your Friday, and have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. See ya.